Hey, what's up, guys? Max here, and I wanted to make this video about Red Guardian. We got a couple of hours, maybe a day now, left on the opportunity to be able to pick this guy up from the event, and he's actually really, really good. So, very powerful science champion. I would say right now, let's just start with the gameplay. He definitely needs every single Science 6 stone available. Generics, depending on your need, if you really love them, throw the generics onto him. Try to get him almost to like 200, basically, if not 160. I think that's going to be the next. Like, my goal for this guy would be 160 and then slowly to 200. But yeah, let's take a look. I think all this testing was at 120, and we'll be able to see when it comes to the shield. So one of the few things I noticed and I wanted to do is there's two play styles for him, at least for me. One's going straight to the special 2, trying to dex as many hits as possible. As you can see in there, I'm dexing, trying to build up my shield. We have it at 12 at the moment. Perfect parries don't reduce the shield, but if you block a hit, it does. So we're at 14. So actually, in this testing, we actually have them at 160, if I'm not mistaken. So here we're going to go for the big SP2. We throw the relic, and then we're going to go for the SP2. And we did some serious damage, not enough to KO with the special 2. And then we go and finish him off with the special 1 and a heavy. We got lucky there because he didn't punish our heavy or our special 1. So 45 hits, 45 was the biggest crit there on that one. And I want to point that out because that's the one thing about Red Guardian is when he crits on the special 2, you're just going to love it. And most of the time now with the 7-star and the stat focus, you should be able to crit a bit more. But there's going to be that one opportunity that it doesn't. The RNG just doesn't go your way and you just don't crit. But we're going to be seeing some of the fights. And I wanted to start off with that one because that's kind of like a realistic example of him, you know. But I could have just shown you this. I think this is the one fight that he does crit very good. Yeah, see, 101,000 and 106 red damage. So that's over 200,000 right there in just that one SP2. I could have just started off with that one and just showed you that, and you'd be like, okay, that's freaking awesome. But I've done this fight multiple times, and I've gotten different results. So most of the time, definitely getting that really good result on the special 2. Now, this is a different setup on using him offensively. It's called the shield fracture. Now, the shield fracture is very interesting because you just break your shield, block a heavy, basically, and then just parry heavy, or just heavy as much as you possibly can. And then you see how much damage we got him just with those heavies. We got him down to like 40%. Now he's at 22%. We got the shield back, and then we're going to try to like build it up. And you don't even have to build it up depending on who you're fighting offensively, because you don't need like the over 10 shields. And you realistically with the special 2, you should be able to KO any opponent. So here we go, another one. And again, just multiple fights, so you can get a different example of like the damage output. That was what, 28, I think it was 28 crits, 45% health. Oh, we took a hit there, but let's see what comes out of this. I think we're just gonna go for another heavy. And I think we go for another special 2 as well. Now this time we have 8, 9. We're building him up easily with that special one dex there, and then we're just gonna go for the heavy. Okay, interesting. I thought I was gonna go for the special 2. There you go, special 2 and the KO. So that, I mean, these fights are fairly fast. 33 seconds. Again, these are all rank 3 versus rank 3 situation, part of this content creator beta, but I do have them active in my account. So there we go with the heavy. What's nice about breaking the shield is that it stuns the opponent, so that is actually a really nice feature. I think this one we don't make any mistakes, and then we're going to be able to punish the heavy here, or special with the heavy, which is really nice. We might be able to squeeze another one in there, or we don't. Okay, so we go straight for the special 2. Let's see. We do a heavy. Okay. Oof, that's interesting. I think this would have been one of the mistakes that I did, or I don't know that I kept it in there. Yeah, I must have. Okay, so 41 seconds on that one. Okay, but that's kind of like when it comes to the shield fracture kind of gameplay, and it works with multiple different champions. Now just be careful to use this kind of like concept with you know, some champions that it might not be beneficial for. But like, yeah, most champions you can just break the shield and then counter. Now, the one thing I didn't talk about, but you're seeing it there, is that he goes unstoppable when his shield is fractured. So it gives you like a really safety net to be able to heavy. Now, doesn't mean you're going to get it, because AI is extremely tricky now. And so when you heavy like that, AI has a tendency of just dexing out of it. You know, it's just shallow dexing, a full dex, and you're just like, okay, was not expecting that, right? Didn't want to put up different fights here just so you can see what he can do. I had a lot of fun using him. It's just he was doing different fights, and I wanted to test him out for Sinister. And I think here's where we don't have him at like Sig 160. I think it was. I think we had him like at 120 or 110. I forget the number, but I'll be able to see here once we go max shield. So we're at 12 at the moment, and right now obviously we got a concussion. We're not picking him up. Yeah, so see this one, we don't have him as high sig. The cap right now on my shields are 13. So there we go with the special 2. But look at the damage there, man. The red damage is the one that sticks, which makes him really good for this fight. We go with the special 1, and Sinister goes down, rank 3 Sinister in 50 seconds. So overall, I think for Sinisters, we know how difficult they can be in Battlegrounds. So if you have this Red Guardian, and again, high sig, you know, enough to be able to get like at least 13 shields there in that at least fight. But if you can get 14 or even max them out at 15, that's at Sig 200, then you're definitely going to have a good time with this guy. Okay, so here we're going to build up the shields. You're noticing that I'm trying to dex. I'm not launching my special 2. Now we got 13, and I think we're going to go for a combo into a relic, and then we go for the special 2. And boom, 27,000, 62,000, and that's it. Havoc is gone, and Havoc is also a problematic defender. You know, 37 seconds on that fight. And then of course Onslaught, one of the most common rank 4s, rank 3 defenders out there in Battlegrounds. This guy, if that doesn't convince you when it comes to class advantage or some kind of, you know, fights that you would be like, okay, well, there's class advantage there, check out this fight. So this is at 13 shields as well. He's not maxed out, so if that gives you kind of also like a understanding of where you want to have him, maybe sig level. So as you know, I'm doing these fights not maxed out. So, but you know, that's the one thing about him. It's extremely important. So if you're gonna chase him, you're gonna get him. You're gonna want to get him awakened and as high as possible when he comes to your 6 stones. And then there, notice there we dropped it from 13 to 12. Well, when you don't perfect block a hit, you do lose a shield. Here we go with the same combo, relic into a special 2. Look at that crit right there, 91,000, guys. Whew. And there goes the onslaught, or 104,000, sorry, in 57 seconds. That's an incredible special 2 there. Let's see here. We kept the sassy fight here. Okay, so we start switching it out to sassies, and I think on these I do go in with a special 2 just to showcase some of the fights. And again, this is where he's not like high sig as well, so we'll be able to see here. But if you get the concept of the fight, it's pretty simple, very simple champion. You got 2 options: fracture the shield, do some crazy like parry heavies as soon as possible. So here we have 13, that's our max. How you know also, if you don't see it like in the font, you can see how the shield goes green. That's another indicator that you're at maxed out. And look at those heavies right there, those are awesome. But notice how like Sassy does not go down. Obviously the regen is helping him to stay alive, but we punch him down after the special 1. So 43 seconds. I think Sassy probably would go down with fairly better RNG. And then also, I'm trying to break this shield here, and he's just not cooperating. Look at there. So that's another situation that can happen too when it comes to like gameplay. It's just that AI just punches you into your block, a full 5-hit combo. This used to be very, very common too. And I haven't seen it in a while. I know it feels like Kabam tuned or reworked or did something to AI to kind of like take that feature away, because it used to be very common, like AI just hitting your block like crazy. But now that Red Guardian's here, you know, it's something to be alarmed about, because we don't know if that's going to come back around. You know, we don't know. I don't even know if Kabam knows how that sometimes gets triggered. So, but it was a thing. Just be on the lookout for that. So if you get this guy and you're always trying to break the shield and that's your style, sometimes AI just does not throw the heavy, even though if you're holding block, that should be an indicator for AI to throw a heavy, but it doesn't. So here we are, broken shield. We're trying to see if we can get some better numbers when it comes to the fight. And then I was trying to parry, but it did not register the parry. And we go with the heavy. And I think we're just gonna start dexing. We got him down to like 55, 56% health, and then we're just gonna build up to a special 2 here. And see, we refresh. By the way, with the heavies, once you have debuffs on them, you refresh the debuffs that you have on them. And 107,000 damage on the special 2. Different rotation. You saw there, 42 seconds, rank 3 for rank 3. And I believe we'll end it here when it comes to the Enchantress fight. So, yeah, obviously one of the most annoying Mystic defenders. Class advantage on this. Now, I would say this did take a bit of luck when it comes to the fight. You'll see what I'm talking about here. So we managed to take all the spells off from Enchantress. She launches her special 1. And now we did block some of that. So obviously our shield's at 6. But take a look at this. We're just going to heavy to remove that. And then we're just waiting for her to do a heavy. See if she does it. And just gonna keep waiting, and our shield just keeps going down and down, guys. She does it. All right, so now we throw the relic. We have 4 shields, only 4, but she's at 66, and I get extremely lucky with the crit at 4. So that drops her down to 16, and we just go for a heavy, and that's it. It's game over for her. So, like, guys, he's a great champion. Great addition as a 7-star. I was wanting to do this for a while, and since he's just a couple of hours left, or a day or so left on in-game for you to be able to purchase him, get him, to give you a good idea and understanding of like, hey, if I get him, if I chase him, what are the requirements? What is it that I need? And high sig as high as possible, if not 200. Those shields are very important when it comes to your damage output. Can he do freaking crazy fights? Yes. Is he able to do every single fight? No, but he's going to be a great addition just overall to your battlegrounds once there is no like situation with the stun, right? Because if there is, then it doesn't help him. But there's quite a few champions like him inside the game already. The 7-stars, we got Shocker, we got now Red Guardian that just amplify the big damage on the special 2s. And Morbius, which I just recently took up. But I feel like this guy, you're going to have a lot of fun. Very simple, but it does require a lot of sacrifice from you when it comes to your resources. So let me know how you feel about Red Guardian, if you did pick him up and if you actually have him in your account as a 7-star, and maybe how high, if you did any investments of your 6 stones, did you take him up to? All right. Take care, guys. And as always, see you on the next one. Peace.